Hi my beautiful people, so to start off this review, I'm going to be using the same products that I normally use on a day-to-day basis when I don't use this foundation. So I'm going to start off with my Frankie Rose Cosmetics primer. You guys know this is the primer that I use, so I'm just going to go ahead and start to apply that all over my face. Don't mind my broken nail. I don't know when or how I lost it, but yeah. So I'm just going to keep rubbing this in until I feel that it's fully soaked into my skin. Okay, so while that is kind of soaking into my skin more, as you guys seen by the title, we are going to be reviewing the Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Super Long Wear Undetectable Foundation. As you guys know, this one recently came out. I got two shades because I didn't know which shade was going to be my shade. So I did get natural beige and golden beige. So this foundation claims it's oil free, oil controlling, waterproof, and transfer resistant. And it says, let's see. It's infused with coconut water, and that is to help aid in delicately replenishing skin's moisture levels. It has alpine rose to help ensure skin's health and resilience, and hyaluronic acid gives a smoother, more youthful appearance. And it says this oil-free 24-hour matte foundation masterfully diffuses the line between makeup and skin. Our matte foundation formula stays completely color true while covering imperfections to reveal the all-day shine-free look of naturally flawless skin. Lightweight wear and coverage so undetectable they will think you were born this way. And it says it's 99% to blur away imperfections, 96% weightless on the skin, 93% undetectable coverage, and 92% does not require touch-ups. So we're going to get right on into this video and this review. So again, I did pick up golden beige and natural beige. I want to say in the regular Born This Way foundation, I was in the shade golden beige. I am not too sure. When I actually saw this, like the packaging, I actually thought it was less foundation, but I did watch a review and the girl said it's the same. I don't have my Born This Way one anymore, but the girl said that it has like the same amount as the regular Born This Way. It's just different packaging. This one's obviously a little bit longer. The other one is like more short. So this one does have 1.0 fluid ounces. And yeah, so I'm going to take both shades and I'm just going to apply them. I'm going to just do a pump on my hand of each just to apply it, which I think I already know what shade is going to be mine. So this one right here is golden beige. So I think that's the one that I'm going to use today. And that's natural beige. So this one looks like it has more warm undertones. This one has like more golden undertones. So I think I'm going to go in with this one. That was easy. So I'm going to take golden beige. I'm going to take a full pump just to start off with. So a full pump gives you that much. And I'm going to take that on my Dose of Colors Beauty Blender. So before I covered it, I should have showed you guys. I have like, I've been breaking out a little bit, you know, because of these hormones. So we are going to see if this foundation is coverage enough to cover like full, medium to full coverage to cover those imperfections and those like little pimples that I have. You guys can see there. So, and I'm going to apply it just fully with my beauty blender just because I apply, you know, all of my foundations with my beauty blender. I don't really apply my foundation with a brush. So right off the bat, it is actually a really good coverage. You guys can obviously still see like the texture just because it is a pimple, so it's, you know, on my skin. But as far as like the color of it, it really did cover it quite a bit. So I'm gonna be just blending it down my neck. I feel like this color is a really good shade. So just with one pump on one side, I have that much left. So I'm just gonna use the rest of that on the same side, just so I can kind of layer it to see if it can get to that full coverage, which I already see that it is kind of a medium to full coverage. As far as the finish, I do see a little bit of glow, not too much, like a little bit of natural radiance to the skin. But again, I'm pretty sure as it dries, it will dry down matte. So I'm definitely going to need to go back into like more pumps. But as you guys can see, this is the side with the foundation. So you guys can see it gives it like a really skin-like finish, which I absolutely love, and obviously this is my skin without it. So I'm going to take a pump and a half because I already know that I'm going to need more. So I'm going to take again that. And it actually blends into my skin really good. It's working really good with my primer that I always use. Okay, so I can start to see this side. It still has a little bit of glow like when I turn my face, as you guys can see. But it is kind of drying down more of the matte finish, which you guys know I prefer. But I do like it because it's not matte like right off the bat where it's like super, it feels like kind of nasty. I'm actually really loving this, the finish of it, and just the color. I feel like I got a really good, like I said, I did get both shades, but I feel like this shade, the golden beige, is a really good match to me. So again, you guys can see it covered up pretty much all that, you know, the pinkness and the redness that I had from those acne pimples. Obviously you can still see them because again, they are like on top of my skin. I've just been breaking out a lot since this pregnancy, but it's okay because there's nothing makeup can't fix. So now that I have it completely on, I do have to say I feel like the shade is a really good match to my skin. I feel like, again, because I am breaking out, it looks like a little bit more on the pinky side, but I normally am more of like a yellow golden kind of undertone, and that's the kind of foundation that I prefer. As far as the coverage, I do feel like it did cover a lot, as you guys just see, and I feel like it is more medium to full coverage. Again, more on the medium side, but you can obviously blend it up to get a fuller coverage. As far as the finish, I do see a little bit more of glow, but I do feel like it is going to dry down matte. It's not super noticeable to where it's like kind of glowy, just a little bit, but looking at it in person, it does look a lot more on the matter side than like kind of dewy or like a satiny finish. I'm going to go ahead and just pretty much do the rest of my face on camera with you guys, just so you guys can see how everything works together. For my concealer, I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium. Sorry. I'm going to take Light Neutral. And I'm just going to apply that right about here. Again, taking my beauty blender with the pointier side. So the foundation and the concealer blended really nicely together. It didn't really like separate or anything of that sort. So even though I do see still a little bit of glow with my concealer, I am pretty sure when I go ahead and I set my entire face with my translucent powder like I normally always do, I'm pretty sure that's when I'll get the full effect of like the matte finish foundation, which I'm super excited about because you guys know I prefer more of a matte base. So, and then I did recently pick up as well the new Laura Mercier translucent loose powder in the shade Honey. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I haven't tried it for underneath my eyes because I was scared when I seen it because it looks really like yellowy, but I did apply it over like my entire face and it didn't look too bad. So I'm gonna take just a little bit and apply some lower first. So it's kind of how it applies. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and take that underneath my entire eyelid. And this one obviously is, you know, directed, you know, for more medium to deeper skin tones. I was scared to use it under my eyes because I did mention it looked more on the yellowy side, so I didn't want my under eyes to look like super yellow or not even like I had lightness underneath my eyes. But now that I am applying it, it actually doesn't look too bad, and it's not super yellowy. So already right away it took off like all of that shyness that I had underneath my eye. So I'm gonna just take the rest of it and just apply it to my skin. Again, I'm doing everything like I would normally, like I do with any other foundation or like just a daily, you know, face of makeup that I do. I'm doing the same steps to get the true, you know, review and first impressions of this foundation. So as you guys can see, my skin no longer looks dewy or satiny at all. It pretty much is all matte. Obviously the powder did help. I'm gonna wear it throughout the day. It is currently 2 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna wear it throughout the day. Obviously I'm not gonna do the 24-hour wear, but and then I will obviously come back and show you guys just to see if, you know, throughout the day, because it is super hot outside, if like any oils peeked through or anything like that. So now moving on to bronzer, I'm gonna take my Morphe bronzer in the shade Icon. I'm gonna apply that with the Morphe angled brush, as I always do. I feel like even my bronzer is applying, it's just like gliding on. It feels really, really smooth. Like it's giving me a really smooth surface to work with. And even with that powder, with the foundation being matte, it doesn't give my face like that really cakey feeling, which some foundations I feel like that are matte do, and even when you apply your powder on top. But this one doesn't give me like a cakey feel, which I really like. I'm going to take my Morphe Blush Trio, and this is in the Pop of Poppy, and it looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one right here, just apply that with a angled brush. I don't want to apply highlight just because I feel like the highlight is obviously going to make my skin, it's going to give it like more of a glow. So I think I'm going to leave it just like this. But I'm going to finish the rest of my face off of camera, so I'm going to go ahead and do my under eyes and my lips off of camera, and then I'll be back to give you guys my final thoughts. Again, alrighty, so I went ahead and I finished the rest of my face off of camera, and I do have to say I absolutely love, love, love how this foundation is sitting with my skin. Again, I have normal skin. I don't really have dry skin. I don't really have oily skin. I don't have combination skin. I have normal skin, and this foundation is sitting really, really good on my face. I did, obviously when I was doing my under eye and my lips, I did pull the mirror in a little bit closer, and it doesn't look too powdery at all, and I even set it with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. So I feel like if for you guys out there, if you guys want to try it, if you guys do feel like it's a little bit more matte for you guys can get away with it by using like a kind of dewy, satiny setting spray, still to give you that matte finish, but when you set your face, it's not going to be too matte. So this one I do feel like it's more, obviously not matte because I do have the matte one, just I didn't use it just because of like the spray, the mist of it, it's not that good. But I absolutely love how it turned out, honestly. I don't look too cakey. I feel like the setting spray really gave it like an extra little kick to it. I don't look powdery. It doesn't feel like I have a lot of powder on my face. The bronzer and the blush blended really, really good onto my skin. Again, it seemed like when I applied my bronzer, it was like applying it to like a really clean, smooth surface. Obviously, you guys can still see a little bit of my acne, but a lot of my texture isn't coming through. Again, I didn't apply highlight because highlight is obviously gonna show more texture and give you more like of a luminous kind of glowiness. So I wanted to avoid that. But I absolutely, honestly love how this foundation came out. Again, I feel like it didn't oxidize. I feel like the powder set really good with the foundation. And again, I will try my best to go ahead and film kind of like little videos on my phone throughout the day, just so again I can update you guys on to see how it is. It does say that it is transfer resistant, so I'm going to do the test. I'm going to hug my boyfriend just because I know with a lot of other foundations, even when I do set my face, when I hug my boyfriend, some of my foundation does come off. So this one is claiming that it's transfer resistant, so I will go ahead and put that to the test as well. And when I do that, I'll take a picture just so you guys can see like how it looks, or how much came off, or if it didn't come off at all. Okay, so I have my fiance here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my face on his shirt to see if any makeup comes off. Nothing came off. I don't really see anything. Do you see anything? Oh yeah,
I see a little bit.
I see a little bit.
I'm like,
okay, so I went ahead and I wanted to come back on here to update you guys. It is now 7:03, so I finished doing my makeup like at 3. So it has been 4 hours since I have applied my foundation, and as you guys can see, the only place that I honestly see a little bit of shine peeking through is my nose, and you can see it looks like a little bit on the glowier side. But as far as everything else, to me personally, it looks the same. It doesn't look as matte or like it did when I first applied it, but again, I do see a little bit of like shine coming through on my nose. Again, I can go back in with my setting powder and just touch it up, but this foundation does say that you don't need touch-ups. Sorry, I'm out of breath. But honestly, when I do my makeup, when I go out or whatever the case is, I don't honestly normally do touch-ups. I never ever take like my foundation or like my powder with me. The only thing I take with me is lipstick. That's all. I don't ever take powder or foundation to touch up throughout the day. So the fact that this says that it is like you don't need touch-ups, I feel like it's true, because you really don't. Again, if shine does start peeking through, then you can go in with your setting powder and set it a little bit. But I mean, for the most part, it honestly looks really good. As you guys seen in the clip that I did press my face against my fiance's shirt just to see if makeup did transfer, and a little bit did. Not compared to normally. I know a lot of other foundations that I have tried, but as you guys seen in the video, it's just like a little bit. To me, what it looks like is the powder, not so much of the foundation, because obviously I did apply powder on top of the foundation. But other than that, I honestly really like this foundation, and if you guys are more on the oily skin, I do recommend it. Again, I feel personally, this is my opinion, even if you do have dry skin, if you have like severe dry skin, I don't recommend it. But if you have just dry skin, it's not as severe, then I would definitely pair it with like a hydrating primer, and even like I did mention, setting it with like a luminous setting spray, and I feel like it's honestly gonna still look really good. But if you do have more oily skin, then I feel like this one would be aimed for you. And yeah, that is all I have to say. So if you guys really did enjoy this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you guys are not already. And that is all I have to say, and I will see you guys in the next one.